Hi everyone, welcome you all. So in our previous video, we have seen how to handle input box, and also we have seen how to handle radio buttons, right? So now in the today's video, I'm going to show you how to handle checkboxes. So to handle the checkboxes, Playwright is provided different type of actions methods. So by using those actions method, we can handle the checkboxes. Almost the same methods we have to use for checkboxes also, like whatever methods or functions we have used for radio button, same thing we can use in checkboxes. But in the checkboxes, we have facility to select multiple checkboxes, or we can check or uncheck multiple checkboxes. But in the radio buttons, we don't have that choice. We can select only one radio button at a time. We can check or uncheck only one radio button. But in the checkboxes, we can check or uncheck multiple checkboxes. Okay. Now let us see what are the different type of actions we can do on the checkboxes. So for that, I'm trying to use this application. So let me go to that application. So I have multiple checkboxes here in this application. And you can just look at here. I have multiple weeks are there: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Saturday, Sunday. So here we can perform different type of actions. So the first thing is, let us see how to select specific checkbox. It's a single checkbox I want to select like this. How we can select? Okay, once you selected the checkbox, how we can verify it, whether it is already checked or not, how we can verify. So we can also put some kind of assertions which will check that checkbox is already selected or not. Okay, and we will see that first, how to handle single checkbox. And after that, I will show you how to work with the multiple checkboxes, how to select multiple checkboxes, how we can add validations or assertions on multiple checkboxes that we are going to see. Now, first, let us start with the one single checkbox. So let me copy this URL and go to VS Code editor. And I'm going to create a new test and handle checkboxes dot spec.js. Now I'm going to create a new test. So for that, I need to import Playwright module, test and expert function from the Playwright module, and then I can write a test. So in the test, the first parameter will be the description or title of the test. I can say handle checkboxes. And the second parameter will be the arrow function. And when you write an arrow function, before this arrow function, we need to use something called async keyword. And then we need to pass page fixture inside the bracket, and that is your page fixture. Now, so first of all, we need to launch our application. So for that, I'm trying to say await page.goto, and this is a URL of application. So now we'll see how to handle the checkbox. So first, let us start with the single checkbox or specific checkbox. So how to handle the specific checkbox? So normally, what are the actions we do on the checkbox? We will check or uncheck the checkbox, right? So let us capture the element locator. Now, let us say I want to handle this Monday. Let me inspect this checkbox Monday and go and inspect this Monday. And I'm going to select our hub, and then it will provide you either relative XPath or CSS, whatever you want. You can just take it. So this is the actual XPath which is generated. This is for label actually, but I need XPath for this exactly the checkbox, whatever I have highlighted. So this is the input element. So for this input element, we have to write the locator. So let me write my own XPath locator. So / input is my tag. Input is my tag, and which contains multiple attributes: type equal to checkbox, ID equal to Monday. So if I use type equal to checkbox, it will match multiple elements. So I can say / type. So syntax error. So @type equal to checkbox. So this is an XPath. So / input type equal to checkbox. So this is the actual XPath which I have written. So I think 3 dots, 3 slashes I put. Okay, 2 slashes. Okay, 14 elements it is matching. But here we need only 7 elements. There are so many other checkboxes, hidden elements also there in the same page. But I want to exactly get these checkboxes. So I want to write a specific XPath for the specific checkbox. So what I will do is I will pass this ID also in addition. So I can say, along with this type equal to checkbox, I will pass ID equal to, I can say, Monday. So this is my ID, and another type and ID, both I'm using. So it is exactly point first checkbox. Now I'm using this this locator to point the particular checkbox. Okay. Now go back to the script. So I want to get that element. First, I want to check that checkbox. I want to select the checkbox. That's the main action, right? So what we can do is you can say await page dot. You can directly call locator and then specify the locator, whatever you captured, dot check. This is a simple function we can call. For radio button also, it is exactly the same. It is radio button also, it is exactly the same. So this will check the particular radio button, particular checkbox. Same thing you can write in another way. So if you want to write await, you can directly call the check function from the page fixture, page dot check. And here you can pass the locator directly. So this will also do the same thing. You can follow one of this approach. So I'm trying to follow the first approach most of the times. Okay. Now this particular command will select the first checkbox, whatever the locator I have provided. Okay. Once it is got checked, then I can apply some assertions. I want to check whether it is got checked or not. Okay. So what we can do is we can specify one method here. One assertion I can put. So expect. So inside the expect, we will pass this element, whatever element we have checked, just pass this element. And this is the element, expect this element. And now we need to apply one assertion. So simply what you can do is dot to be checked. So this is the one assertion we can call. So this particular method will check that element is got checked or not in the previous step. So this is the element, and to be checked we have to call. So this will check that element is checked or not. In other way, we can also keep the same kind of assertion. So by using to be truthy, to be falsy also we can use just like a radio buttons. Suppose I want to use in a different way. So expect here again, same await page dot locator, same locator. And here I want to check whether it is checked or not. So I call one more method called dot is checked. Is checked. So this will return true or false. And then here I call instead of to be checked, I'll call one more function called to be truthy. To be truthy. So this is another way we can put assertion on the checkbox. So what exactly we are doing? We are getting this element and applying the conditional method. So is checked. So this will return true or false. And now here we are expecting true. So both are matching. So my assertion will definitely pass. So basically we already checked the checkbox. So definitely these two assertions will be passed. Okay. After that, I want to uncheck this box. I just want to uncheck it. So before that, let me try to execute and then I'll show you how to uncheck the checkbox. So let me open the terminal and now I'm going to run the test. So this time I'm going to run my test. So my test name is what? Checkboxes.spec.js. Checkboxes.spec.js. And now I want to run in headed mode so that I can see exactly what is happening on the page. So I can say -- headed. So no test found. So I think the name is not correct. Let me check once again. Checkboxes spec.js, and we have imported everything fine. Let me save the file one more time. Okay. No test found. Okay. Let me cross check the name. npx playwright test checkboxes check checkboxes dot. Just a second. Let me first close my terminal and let me try to open another terminal. Okay, let me run the same command once again. Now this is the command npx playwright test /checkboxes.spec.js -- project chromium and header. So now I have run the command. Now it is started my page. So it is already selected the checkbox, but it's going very faster. So to see that output, what we can do is I will just put some wait here so that we can see. So what I'll do is await. So this is just for pausing the code for some time. And you can just see here. So page dot wait for page dot await. So first we need to say await page dot wait for timeout. And here I can pass the time in milliseconds, whatever you want. Okay. So that we can see whether this checkbox is already selected or not. And these two assertions, anyway, it is got passed. Now let's see on the browser whether it is passed or not. Let me save and then execute the test one more time. Perfect. Now it is got selected Monday. By default, none of them are selected. So by default, now it is selected Monday. Now all two assertions I have put on this checkbox. Now all two are passed. Okay, now I put one more negative assertion. So for example, here we are verifying it is checked and it will return true because we already checked the checkbox. So this will returns true and we are also expecting true, both will passed. Suppose I want to apply the same assertion for another type of checkbox, which is unselected, which is not checked. Okay, so for that, what we can do is take this assertion and instead of Monday, I'm taking one more element. Let us take, let's say Sunday, which is not checked, right? So the ID is Sunday, so that I'm going to replace. So type is checkbox again. So this is Sunday. So as per our expectation, this checkbox is not checked. So obviously this will return false. And what we are expecting here is, we are expecting to be falsy, dot to be falsy. So this is our expectation for unchecked checkbox. So this is another checkbox, Sunday checkbox, which is written false because we have not checked earlier. So we are also expecting false. Okay, now this assertion also should pass. Now go to save and then execute one more time. So Monday is only we have checked, Sunday we haven't checked. So obviously we are also expecting false. So my assertion is got passed. Fine. So this is how we can handle specific checkbox, specific or single checkbox. Okay. And sometimes we should also handle multiple checkboxes sometimes. So then how we can do this? So multiple checkboxes in the sense, suppose if we want to select individual checkboxes, we can directly locate that element and we can call this check function. And if you want to perform certain operations on the checkbox, suppose I want to find how many total number of checkboxes are there. I want to find out, and then I will add some assertion. And then I want to check how many checkboxes are already selected, already checked, how many checkboxes have not selected. So I want to work on that. So I want to handle multiple checkboxes now. So let me show you how to handle multiple checkboxes. So to handle multiple checkboxes, the first and most important thing is we need to capture the locators of those checkboxes. And we will create a small array. And inside the array, we will store the locators of those checkboxes. Okay, so we already have these checkboxes. Let's say Monday element and then Sunday element we already captured. So similarly, I want to select some of the checkboxes. Let's say I have 7 checkboxes are there. So I want to select Monday, and then I want to select Saturday, then I want to select a Sunday. So these are the 3 checkboxes I want to select or I want to check from this list. So then what we can do is we need to first capture the locators of these 3 checkboxes and we need to keep them inside the array. So for that, what I'll do is I will create one const array. Const, I'll name it as a checkboxes. The array name is checkboxes. And here I will create one array. Inside this array, I will maintain the only locators of the checkboxes. So for now, Monday we already located. So I'm just capturing the XPath of this Monday element. This is the one. And then I will add some more locators for multiple elements. So this is the one locator. And then I'll add one more locator. Let's say I want to select Sunday also. So let me take this XPath. Sunday, this is for Sunday. And then I want to also select Saturday checkbox. So I will add another XPath and then say Saturday. So I will maintain all the XPaths inside this array. So this is checkboxes. Every XPath is pointing to particular checkbox. Whichever checkbox you want to check, you have to specify all the locators. Now we have to write one looping statement because we have a multiple checkboxes. Instead of selecting each and every checkbox one by one, we have to simply write a looping statement. So let me end this array. So once the array is defined, now let me write a for loop. So in JavaScript, you can write enhanced for loop like this. So we already captured the locators for all the checkboxes. Now specify this. From these checkboxes, and basically they are not checkboxes actually, these are the checkbox locators. Okay, let me rename it checkbox locators. Now by using these checkbox locators, we have to capture the checkbox elements. So now we can specify checkbox locators. From the checkbox locators, we will get each and every locator one by one. So I'm creating one variable const, call it as a locator of checkbox locators. So from the checkbox locators, we will read each and every locator one by one. And then by taking the help of this locator, we will find that element or find the checkbox. How to find again? Await page dot locator, and then whatever locator we have captured here in the loop, that we are going to pass. And then we have to directly apply check. This is the function we can just call. So now this particular loop will first get the first locator for the first element, and then find that element and then perform the check action. And the next round, it will get another locator for another element, another checkbox, and then again find it and perform the check. So similarly, whatever the locators we specified in this array, whatever the checkboxes you want to select, you need to specify the locators in this particular array. And this particular loop, accordingly, it will select multiple checkboxes. Okay, now let us try to check whether it is selecting or not. So let me save the file and then run the script one more time. Just observe whether it is selecting or not. Now we can just check Monday, Saturday, and Sunday is got selected. All three got selected and all my sessions are got passed. Now suppose I want to unselect. So whatever we already selected by using this loop, I want to unselect those checkboxes. And before unselecting, I want to check that checkbox is already selected or not. If it is selected, then I want to uncheck. Okay, if it is selected, then I want to uncheck the checkbox. So how we can do this? So we can write another for loop. So this loop is for what? We can select multiple checkbox. Select multiple checkboxes. Now I want to unselect. But how to unselect? Whatever checkboxes are already selected, already checked, then I want to uncheck them. So what I can do is I can write the same for loop. I'll write another for loop. And this time we want to unselect. Unselect checkboxes which are already selected. Okay. Unselect multiple checkboxes which are already selected. So what we need to do now, we need to apply one condition. So before unchecking, so to uncheck the checkbox, we call one more method called uncheck. Instead of check, we need to call one more method called uncheck. So await page dot locator, the locator dot uncheck. So this particular function will uncheck the checkbox. Same function we have to use for radio button also here also uncheck. Await page dot locator, locator dot uncheck. But which checkbox we have to uncheck? Whichever is already checked, that is the checkbox we have to uncheck. So now we can put one if condition here. If, so we can check it. How we can check? We can say if, inside the if condition, I can say await page dot locator, and pass the same locator, whatever you have. So this is the element, right? So we need to check this, await locator. So before unchecking, we are basically checking whether it is already checked or not. So locator and dot, we have a conditional method called is checked. So this will return true or false. Okay, this we already discussed here in the previous example. We already discussed this function conditional method. So that will return true or false. Now, before unchecking the checkbox, we are basically checking that element is, or the trade or the checkbox is checked or not. If it is checked, it returns true, then obviously we will execute this script. If it is unchecked, then we have to execute this. So if this condition is true, it is checked, then it will go and uncheck it. So it will repeat for multiple elements. So whatever the checkboxes you want to select, you have to first add all the locators to the array, and then you can write a looping statement. And similarly, if you want to unselect the checkboxes, whichever is already selected, Then you can write one more for loop and first check the condition. If the condition is true, if it is checked, then you have to uncheck the checkboxes. So now what I'll do is I will put the pass statement here between these two for loops, so that what you will do is first the first for loop will execute, that will select 3 checkboxes. After that, in the second for loop, it will unselect the same 3 checkboxes again. Okay. Now let me just execute and see here. Now go to the file, save, and then execute. Now observe here, in the first for loop, we have selected 3 checkboxes. Now in the second for loop, after 5 seconds, in the second for loop, those 3 checkboxes will be unselected. Now it is unselected, it is got passed. So my assertion is got passed. So if the checkbox is already selected, now what we are doing, we are unselecting it. So this will repeat multiple times. Okay. So this is how we can simply handle the checkboxes. So to handle the checkboxes, Playwright is provided different type of action methods: check, uncheck, is checked, and again to be truthy, to be falsy, and these functions also we can use. So for radio button checkboxes, almost the functions are exactly the same, and same method we can apply. Okay. So that's all for this video. In the next video, we will see how to handle the select options. Basically, it is basically drop down. So how to handle the drop downs. In the next video, we will see that. All right. So that's all for this video. Thanks for watching. We'll see in the next video.